It's about that time. You're rocking with your boy Damo Unleash and Sky Black on the Nashville Caveman Podcast. Stay tuned.
Hey, what you got in that bag? Just know that I'm up. Just know that I'm up. I gotta turn up this function, like I'm in the Lotus and punch it. All I'm gonna ask is stay in your lane and you won't be food for my luncheon. I'm coming up out of the dungeon, cooking up plans to make something from nothing. And since I secured the bag, it's time to do math, so I'ma keep hustling. I thought I had lost my way or something. I am not feeling what they say is busting. They keep us trapping this way, disgusting. If you so happen to catch me flexing, I could be killing the stress for days by learning how to install some chromic crystals on the Escalade. Matching the arc that's on my sternum. I am for the sake of the people. Grabbing my Glock and pray to the Lord, cause not everybody tryna be peaceful. I still hope we set the stage for showing them how it's supposed to be, so those that's close to me won't have to ask, hey, what you got in that bag? Hey, just know that I'm up. Just know that I'm up. Hey, what you got in that bag? Just know that I'm up. Just know that I'm up. Hey, what you got in that bag? Let me explain what I'm talking about. Had a joint called down about it. Letting these loud mouths know how to move without sound. Best if we don't even shout out. Midwest, east, west, down south, till we get even or even above. Till then we gon' opt out. Let's go and educate on the backside. Folk that I act right and they won't backslide. Just put it together no matter the weather, my fella. So hey, if you dealing with vices in you and it's cutting you up like against you, put it on chill for real, or they gon' just use it against you. Got in that bag. Quiet water.
Man, what is going on, y'all, man? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to another Tuesday, and we actually at the beginning of the month. It is so funny, man, how fast this year is going. We in the March, I'll tell y'all, we're going to blink and be in the April, but man, we here, glad to be here, and glad to have y'all here. I am one half of your host. I am Damo Unleash. Shouts out to you, man. Glad to have y'all here. I'm going to go ahead and roll out the red carpet for a good friend of mine. So the floor is yours.
Man, again, we're making Tuesdays the best day of the week, right? So congratulations to everybody that woke up this morning and made it to a whole nother week. Shouts out to everybody Saturday that came to Huntington, Tennessee, ICW to watch Scott Black do the unthinkable pickup and body slam of 300 and what does he say? Yeah, 330-pound man in Lex Bang last Saturday. Yeah, that's crazy, right? This Saturday, I'll be at RFW with my tag partner, the Classic Man. So if you're in the Gallatin, Tennessee area, come down to RFW in Gallatin, Tennessee, and I'll be there. The 29th of this month, I'll be in Arkansas, Paragould, Arkansas wrestling. So if you're down in Arkansas, come on down there. Tonight, the D-Blink radio show. Hopefully we can get it together. I've been trying to upload all this new music. I don't know if I want to play the new music with the old music or mix it in or just have a show where it's just playing all the new music in a loop for a while. But listen, tonight, new music, artists, man, I'm just trying to tell y'all, if y'all need radio play, holler at me. Send the music to sky.black@gmail.com. That is sky.black@gmail.com. Give me the music so I can play it so we can stream it. I don't know what you're waiting on. I'm trying to tell you, this is the only place that's going to support you and your craft. All these other places, they either want you to pay them to play or they'll play it one time, or they will just ignore you and put it in the trash as ill-solicited mail. So, just get it to us. Artists, when you're done with me, go see Mr. Damo, get your interview together, submit your music video, and let's get ready for the 2025 So Driven Artists in December, my friend.
Yeah, would you be here before we know it?
Absolutely, man. That's crazy. Absolutely.
Y'all, I want to before we start the show, man. I want to give big shout out to my boys. You know what I'm saying? It's basketball season. I know baseball has just started up, but shout out to my Cleveland Cavaliers. Now we on a 14-game win streak. Here's the crazy part. Do you know this is their third double-digit win streak in the season? So they opened up the season with the 15-game winning streak. Then in the middle of the season, they had a 12-game winning streak. And now they're on a 14-game winning streak with the chance to actually be on another 15-game winning streak.
That's amazing.
The last game they won, they were the only team outside of the 1986 Boston Celtics to win 14 games in a row and average 110 points doing so. So them and the Celtics are the only teams in NBA history to do that. So
I watched. Did you watch that game, the Celtics and Lakers?
No, the Lakers. You know,
they talk about Luka got injured a little bit, so I was like, "Well,
and LeBron got injured."
Yeah, that's why I said it first. Yeah. I was like, man, y'all done paid this Rob Malinka, whatever his name is, to pay this money to get y'all together. Y'all already falling apart.
He's 876 years old. They're going to be talking about him like they talk about the boxers in barbershop and Coming to America.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations to the King James for getting to 50,000 points. That's amazing. That's something I probably will never see in my lifetime ever again.
Man, I know. Unless they come up with a super strong steroid, you know.
Absolutely. It's a long time, man. But you would think so. Only a few people has played almost 20 years. Maybe Vince Carter. I know he was at 18, 19 before he left, somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
James. It was one more player back in the 80s that played almost 20. I can't remember who he was. And these were men who was, let's just say, battle tested for those days. With technology and science and all that stuff, people should be playing 20 years, right? I mean, think about today in 2025. They can fix almost anything, heal you, shoot you up with this, the surgeries, the technology that they're doing, the nutrition that these guys are on, the training. 20 years should be nothing there, right?
You would think.
I mean, starting from today, starting from 2025. That's what I'm saying. Starting from 2025.
Well, I would think it would be based on like what the injury is. Like if you got a whole bunch of back and knee injuries, you ain't gonna last as long.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like LeBron has had back issues, but he hasn't had any major injuries.
Right.
His back, or his knee, or his feet.
Absolutely. He's had little minor dinks here and there. Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. And I think that comes from them playing them too much. I mean, man, they play LeBron. It seemed like the whole damn game. He don't get nothing. They be like, come here, come out, get some water. Now go back in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're absolutely correct. But that's a test to him too, man. To play that long and not really have a major injury, man. That's kudos to him too. That's he was built for this. Yeah.
Man, so let me ask you this: now that we're on the topic of LeBron James, what do you think about him confronting Stephen A. Smith about Stephen A. Smith's commentary and on his son? Did you see that?
No, I don't even know. I don't even know what you're talking about. It's my first time hearing about it. I don't like talking on things I don't know. But let me tell you what I do know. Stephen A. Smith, right? From what I do know, gives and he takes. Right? When LeBron and stuff is going good, he's the biggest advocate. But when LeBron and stuff is doing bad, he's also there too now, saying, "Hey, this is." So if what you're saying is true, that he is critiquing Bronny, then he's not doing it out of spite. That's my opinion. I don't think he's seen the product and he's doing his job. But now, tell me what happened.
Man, I want to put it just like this, right? Because there's people that's like, yeah, LeBron stood up for his son. Look, man, when your child is grown, you have to let your child be grown. You cannot protect them, their whole life. That man, when he is playing professional sports, he is not above being critiqued. Yes, we know that's your son, but that's a grown man. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you let him play himself out of that being critiqued like that? I think that's where LeBron James could have did. Let him play his way out of being critiqued. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, of course, man, people going to have it out for LeBron. Of course. Why wouldn't they?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They gonna go, if your kid ain't good and you're the best and you're the one that put him out there, you know what I'm saying? Told teams don't draft him, forced the Lakers' hands. So now he's in the league, man. Hey, he's out there with the rest of y'all.
and the crazy part is that I think they just wanted the narrative of father and son playing together. They played maybe 10, 15 games together. The next thing I know, they sent him down to the G League or developmental league or whatever the hell it's called now. Well, they changed the name
or something like that. I'm not against that LeBron did that favor for his son. Really? Your family's supposed to do favors like that for you.
Yeah.
They supposed to. You would think they would. You know what I'm saying? So the issue isn't that. But, man, let that man be a grown man and go through it the same. Because, man, imagine being his teammate. Oh, you protected by that. You creating a whole new problem for this dude because eventually you're going to retire and he's still going to want to play. So if you're going to retire, he's still going to want to play. They're going to be on him. They're going to throw that up. Oh, your daddy ain't around now. Your daddy protected you. You ain't no good. He's going to have to deal with that anyway.
Right.
So I think it's just power for him. Like, dude, you 6'8". Stephen A is, damn, man. That's what we doing. We confronting Stephen A. His hairline back in the crown of his head. And that's who we going to go up against and fight.
You know how many people want to beat up Stephen A. Smith?
Of course.
He's been doing this for almost 30 plus years. He's had so many run-ins, so many attacks. But people are like, if I put my hands on him, he's going to sue. And I ain't trying to give him that type of money. So I just walk away. And
that's the unfortunate part. Because why is it that in our community, when we say something you don't like, the first place y'all want to go is to violence? You ever notice that?
Because we don't have no other alternative. We don't know no better.
And that's sad.
Yeah.
But we don't have that same energy when it comes to other cultures.
Right. We are gladiators, and that's all we want. That's all we know is bloodshed, right?
Yeah. Only when it comes to us, though. Because when Zimmerman did what he did, that boy's still walking out here free. Like what?
Think about that. Absolutely.
So it's like, man, we gotta be careful of some of these battles we pick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like some stuff, it's just better to walk away.
It is. It is. And his PR person should have told him that. But if you felt like he was disrespectful, you could have did a lawsuit, defamation of character. Could have, right?
Right. But that's his job, though, Sky. His job is to critique.
I'm about to say that next, Damo. When you get in the NBA, the contract with all these networks is the interviews. Because Marshawn Lynch, he used to hate being interviewed. Well, that's a part of the contract in the NFL. They get to interview the stars, right? Yeah. The critique, all this stuff. When they talking good about you and your son, because they praised him before he got him to the NBA. Yeah, we're going to get father and son. This is going to happen. Everything's good. But then when stuff goes south and they're critiquing him, then you ready to do whatever. Yeah.
You should have let us, you got to let that dude be grown. You got to let him grow up. Yeah. But, y'all, we got a good conversations today. So here's what we're going to be talking about. Who would you save, your spouse or your child? Is Doge really needed? So we're gonna talk about Doge because we were kind of breaking off into that last week. You know what I'm saying? The audit
Mm-hmm.
of the government.
Mm-hmm.
So I really wanted to talk about, the government being audited because there's so many protests going on right now and people upset about funding and whatnot. That it's just wild to see, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, a woman says her good looks are the reason why she got pregnant 7 times. Also, we're gonna talk about you picked your cheater. A lot of people won't admit to it, but look, man, you picked your cheater. As much as you want to complain about him, why it's important to marry while you're young. Also, normalizing sharing child custody and much more, man. So, y'all know how we do. This is a show where we love to promote indie artists. So, we're going to go ahead and do that. And we're going to come back and we're going to jump into a lot of these conversations and storylines. If y'all can do us a favor, if y'all sitting here and y'all watching, if you watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, or TikTok, if y'all can just simply share the live, it will go a long way in helping us, even on Bigo. If y'all watching on Bigo right now, y'all can do us a huge favor. Just share the live, and that'll do a big, huge deal for us as far as like promote. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get into some music. We're gonna come right back and just jump into it. Y'all watching the Nashville Caveman podcast with myself and Sky Black.
Gave me life in another form. Sexing you be like crazy, like a part of a poem. Born to lead a leader, hugging her when I greet her. How does it feel to have a man and know just how to treat you? Make you feel good, don't it? Wanna get out and float it. I know your nerves be getting bad, cause I be getting on it. That's why whatever you want, I go get it, no matter the cost. Your friends be dropping us off, but I'm playing them all, cause they don't mean nothing. They just be running their mouth. They just mad, cause they live in the bricks and I live in the house. And we hustle hard for that, and we ain't going back. They just don't know what I went through to try to get where I'm at. You think back to that shack and that old ass lack where you used to hit the block every day trying to get off that pack. When I was broke and ass out, didn't wanna go home. You was the only one that had strength to keep me strong. That's why it's you and me, you and me, you and me. Out of the game, you're out of the game, yeah. You and me, out of the game, in and out of the game, yeah. Jodeci forever, my lady. You and me and you, what the deal? Between both of us, you know we sure to make a meal. Can you feel what I'm saying? I know to fall on my knees to pray. Things go right, I just might reminisce about the first time I seen you and the first time we kissed. Shit, we used to go half up on the sack, half up on the yak, half up at the tank, half up at the bank. We used to hit licks together, flip together. Shit, we went from chips to cheddar. Who better? Trying to be a foundation for us to build, from the bottom to the hills, from the ocean to the fields. Ain't you real? That's why I feel the way I feel. The sign sealed, delivered sincerely, we will. I can hold back love, I can go back love, I can go back love, love, you and me, out of the game, you're out of the game, you and me, out of the game, girl. I can go back love, 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 I can go back love. I'm giving it to you, cause you display the truth. Everything that I'm trying to do, you trying to do it too. It's hard to tell you, but I cheated with some rats on the roll while you was giving me everything. I was treating you cold. Man, it's been hell and hot water and back with my cat. From short stacks to fat, from pink dose to lax. I'm back, and how the hell I make it this far? You may not like the deal, but you love me now. No more clouds or rainy days, just sunshines in your smile.
Meanwhile, we've been focusing on building a new house, on a new route for more clouds, steady repping the new south. Ain't no doubt them gold niggas hate to see what you bout, because it's you and me, you and me. Out of the game, girl, it's just you and me and you and me. Out of the game, girl, you and me. I can go back, love, I can go back, love. No, no.
LeBron is being covered forever.
All right, man, y'all, we back. We are back, man. So I was sitting up here, Sky. This was funny. I was listening to this conversation or this commentary that this dude had. And so I was like, you know what? We got to play this for the show. Because dude was sitting on a panel full of these females telling them that, you know, they picked their cheaters. And I think his take on the matter was pretty interesting. So without further ado, let me go ahead, man. I'm gonna cut this music, y'all, for a minute, the background music. And I want to play this, and I just want to, me and Sky, we're gonna dive into this, all right? I thought it was pretty funny. But
man that didn't cheat?
Every single relationship has cheated on me.
You're having sex with your man multiple times a week and he's still cheating? I literally don't think they have any self-control.
She said there's no self-control, but you don't have any self-control when it comes to you looking for quality. You have these high standards, and if these guys don't meet your standard, you disqualify them. But the thing is, all of you ladies can actually find a man that won't cheat on you at all. He will look at you as everything. But guess what? Those men, they're transparent. You don't even see those men. Those guys work at Chipotle. Some of them are in your DMs. They're average guys. But you don't want those guys. You actually want the men that can cheat. Not that would cheat, but that can cheat. So you are actually choosing your fate, because you are choosing guys that most women want that are very attractive. But guess what? You can choose Joe from Shake Shack. He'll be loyal to you. You can choose the guy that's sending you multiple DMs. Hey, beautiful, can I take you out on a date? Hey, honey, can I take you out on a date? Or you can choose the guys in your friend zone. Those guys been in your friend zone for 5 years. Loved you. Probably had a crush on you in 6th grade. But you don't choose those guys. You don't want those guys. You actually look at them as losers. You only choose the guys that can cheat. So guess what? You pick your demise. You pick being cheated on.
so
He's 100% right. You know, at the end of the day, unless you get physically assaulted or raped or something, you do choose who you lay down with. You do choose who you want to be with, and you like who you like. So at the end of the day, there's pros and cons with it. At me, I cannot be upset at you for who you like. You like who you like.
Right.
You know, somebody might like McDonald's, somebody like Burger King. McDonald's ain't wrong. Burger King ain't wrong. None of those. Everybody has options. Everybody has opinions, and everybody gets to live in this free world, free country, doing what they want to do, right? But at the end of the day, there's consequences sometimes with the choices that you make. So when I make a choice, I always weigh the pros and the cons. So he's completely right. I have nothing against what he just said. But if a woman chooses to go that route and pick the bad boy, the football player, the street dude, the guy with all the tattoos, that's fine. I'm not mad. If that's what you like, that's what you like. I can't force you to be with Urkel, okay? I can't force you to be with Steve Jobs. Your body, you're sexually attracted to those type of men. But then when they cheat on you all the time, please don't come on social media and complain about it.
Man, I swear, there's a chick in my network. I ain't gonna say what social media platform, but all the time, like this is the dude that's out in these streets. Yeah, handsome dude. You know what I'm saying? Out in these streets, man. You know the latest dress code, pants, shoes, everything. You know, man, he's an artist and whatnot. But this chick picked this dude, and she picked a dude that other females want. This dude, him not cheating, if he don't cheat, it's because he chose not to cheat. But otherwise, this dude got a lot of women after him.
Absolutely.
So, of course he cheated. This dude got a lot of women after him. He probably always had it like that. That's why you want him. Because other women want him. That's why you want him. You want him, other women want him.
Absolutely.
So, when he cheat on you or whatnot, and he's one of them ones, like he the popular guy, don't get mad. You picked him.
Right? 100% correct. You picked him. But see, here's the con about picking the good guy then, right? So you get the good guy and he doesn't cheat because at the time nobody wants him. But as soon as you get with him, all of a sudden everybody wants him. What is it with the guy that nobody wants until somebody gets with them? Oh, April is with him. I see him in a different light. Well, before April got with this good guy, you paid him no attention. Now April's with the good guy. You see how he's treating April. Now you come trying to get in between it, and then it gives him the option to cheat.
But you know why that is, though? It's not really about him as much as it is about her taking the other woman's happiness. How dare you be happy? I'm supposed to be, I'm supposed to have somebody, my person, to make me happy. So if I can't have happiness, you can't have happiness. It's that crab in the bucket mentality. Women will try to go after other women's men just to show that other woman that, man, you ain't got nothing, you ain't nothing special. The moment they get that dude, though, and they can get him easily, they don't want him. Because they like, yeah, you want nothing special.
Absolutely.
And so, I know I wanted to just talk about this though, too. Because dudes, they got to look at it like that too. This happened with me, and me and go after the baddest women. Well, guess what? Man, if she go around and other dudes want to sleep with her too, bruh. If you pick a female that's the baddest, what you call a baddie, if somebody else knock her down, what did you think? You think you're the only one after her?
Everybody else got eyes, don't they? They can see. You're absolutely correct.
You know, you're supposed to. Smart people love who love them. See, people be so focused on what they love instead of focusing on who loves them. Like Sky, let me ask you a question. Would you want the woman that you want really, really, really bad? Or do you think it's wiser to pick the woman that really, really wants you bad?
At this age, the woman that wants me badly. Because hell, back in my 20s, I probably was, watching TV and watching all these rappers talk about this and that and get this girl a dime piece, all this. But then as I got older, that shit's crazy. I wouldn't do that to save my life. No, buddy. Because they really don't bring much to the table, no way. But I wouldn't. So anybody that's out there chasing those type of women or chasing those type of men, Lala Anthony said it best. Pretty people come with ugly problems. She said that on the Breakfast Club? She said that on? Yeah, because they were talking about medium ugly folk, and they started talking about Charlamagne the God. Yeah. She's like, you have to pick you a medium ugly person. He said, what is a medium ugly person? But yeah, pretty people come with ugly problems.
Man, it really come down to, at the end of the day, it don't matter what's on the outside, man. It come down to character. You know what I'm saying? It come down to character, man. I mean, you could choose somebody that you consider medium ugly. and they could go ahead and screw you over. Who's to say that the medium ugly person, man, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder,
Absolutely.
who's to say that they don't have power?
Absolutely.
Because you made a great point, Sky. They'll come after. Soon as I got off the market, I had more women coming after me. Soon as I got off the market than when I was just free. And I knew what it was. I knew exactly what it was. I like, man, if I was out here single, man, I could be the best, greatest guy in the world. You wouldn't want to give me the time of day. First of all, you wouldn't give me a time of day because I'm a good dude. You know what I'm saying? If I ain't cheating on you and stuff, you don't want.
Absolutely.
You know?
but as soon as somebody comes and gets me, then you're looking at me differently. And you don't see just the outside. You know, when I was single, all you saw was just the outside. So I wasn't that attractive to you. When a new woman comes in and you see other things that I bring to the table, now you're attracted to that. But you can't see those things until you get to know me or somebody else gets to know me and tells you what goes on behind the scenes. Then that's what you're attracted to. Like, oh, that's what I missed out on. Then here you come after I'm giving my assets to somebody else. So, you know, it's like picking.
And what it is, what it is too, Sky, is they're attracted to the treatment of the woman you're with. That's what they come down to. Like when you know, sending her flowers, when you know, sending her money for lunch, when you going out and you doing these things and giving her the treatment that she thinks she deserves, she's like, no, how dare she be treated like that and I'm not.
Absolutely. You're right.
That's what that shit is, man. It's weird.
Absolutely.
It's weird.
So they wait and hide in the shadows like some lion ready to pounce. And then next thing you know, like, and then it's up to you to be like, man, that girl I've been wanting for years. Now she's in my DM after I'm talking to Linda over here. What do I do? So then that's the devil playing on it. Like, hey, yo, you've been wanting her, here she is. But now I have this woman. What do I do? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, fellas, I advise y'all to stay with Linda. You know what I'm saying? Don't trust a big button to smile. You know?
Don't do that. Nope. Hey. Right, all the girls that I thought were hot back in the day, boy, you see them today, terrible.
Boy, look like one of them street sweepers that came across their face.
Absolutely.
Drugs can mess you up. Drugs and multiple sexual experiences will ruin you. I'm just gonna say, man.
And having all them damn kids, man, their bodies are just oddie bodies now. Yeah, it's over for them. But that's all they knew. Like we said a couple of shows ago, these girls, they might over time become smarter than men, but they peak at high school. So they get out of high school and they don't know what to do in the world because high school has kept them in this box of being popular and not knowing what to do outside of the world. But once you graduate, then what's left? When you get into a job, nobody gives a damn about your popularity, that you got a 4.0, that you are the popular girl in the cafeteria. Nobody cares about that in the real world. When you get you a job.
You know what, Ty? You make a good point. This kind of goes into this next topic that we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Why it is very important to get married when you're young, ladies. Ladies, when y'all young, y'all don't prioritize marriage in y'all youth. And that's when y'all should. Y'all wait till the last minute and we're going to get into this. So, man, I'm glad you said that, Sky. This is the next topic that we was talking about. All right? This is the next topic. Let me pull this up. Oh, I don't know why it did that. It didn't.
Hello.
It's playing, but the audio. It's playing, but the audio ain't loud. So okay, here we go.
Because of your past thing, right? And I want all the women in here to hear this. You hear what she just said, right? You had your guards up because of your past thing, right? This is why men like younger women, because they don't have those experiences, those those trauma ass decisions that you done been through your whole life that's keeping your guard up from me. This is why we date younger women. Now, hold on. Number two, this is why it's important to marry while you are young. You guys are supposed to marry young and grow old together. You're not supposed to come with these traumas from your past, traumas from our past. Cope on. And we try to find a way to cope with it and call it regular life. This is not regular life. The way we grew up is not regular life. And somehow we find a way to make an excuse for it. We're not supposed to have all these goddamn kids by all these different women. We're not supposed to be running around this month and doing all this shit and women dressing like, to acting like everybody is out of nature. Everybody. Both sides are f***ed up. So now you have all these people coming in with they and we trying to match with each other and see who booed outweighs or underweighs each other. This is why we all are single. Because all of us got shit going on. Anything I'm gonna do is a trigger to us now. Anything. You done been with that many partners or been around these many situations that everything I'm gonna do, you didn't saw it before. So at what point can you open up if you saw everything? Think about this. What point can you open up if you, oh, I remember my ex nigga did that, or my ex did this, or he did that, and she did this, and it's looking familiar. So this is why these gods is coming up, because we have too many partners and too much experience. We're not supposed to be like this, bro. You're supposed to meet our wives in high school, stay with her to college, marry her, and be with her for the rest of our lives and learn. This is how it's supposed to be. Is it like that? No, that's not the norm in our culture, because we grew up without daddies, grew up in the hood, grew up with pimps and with gangsters and all this extra drug selling. We didn't live normal lives. Our lives are f***ed up where we come from. And somehow we try to make sense of it and make excuses for our bullshit. Every person in here that did some dumb. And I'll raise my hand and say me first. But I'll look back and say, damn, I wish I could have started over. Because I'm the person that I always wanted to be now. And it hurts me so bad that I didn't marry the mother of my children. That hurt, bro.
All right.
He's absolutely right on a lot of things, except for me. For one thing, I agree, but I can also disagree. Yes, if you look at evolution, us being humans, us going through the Bible, you're right. We should marry our high school sweethearts and grow old together and things like that. I get that. But what people still forgetting is we're still at the top of the food chain as animals. We're still in the animal kingdom. And in the animal kingdom, every year, all men mate with different females. The lions don't marry the lioness. Next summer, he's gonna sleep with a different bunch of female lions. The summer after that, he's gonna sleep with and every pride that he produces, he's going to take care of. Every male insect, bug, snake, they don't sleep with the same women every year. They don't marry. So if you're talking about the evolution of the human and us going by the Bible, I agree 100%. But there's a lot of people that don't believe in God. They don't believe in Bible. They don't believe in a lot of this stuff. So I can't get mad at the men who are men every year mating with somebody different. I can't get mad at that neither.
Man, I want to put it to this because I had this conversation with a good associate of mine, right? And he's still not married. Actually, I've had this conversation with a few associates. And the thing is, and I got married when I was 24. I think that guys can go out and have them experiences, but they still at a young age. I don't necessarily think it has to be the high school sweetheart, but I think the longer you prolong that, the less likely you are, as a man or a woman, to get married. Because what he's talking about is, and I'm glad he made this point, he was talking about how people go through so many experiences that when they have enough bad experiences, they become guarded. And they become so guarded that somebody greater come along and they won't open up to them. because now they've had so many of these bad relationship experiences
Absolutely.
that when something good comes
Absolutely.
along, they won't let it
That
in.
was me a long time. I kept the guard up long time.
And that's what he was really kind of alluding to. And I agree with him from that perspective of when you know, man, go through enough bad experiences, you just become more and more guarded.
Absolutely.
And then it's become harder and harder for you to have a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and the tragedy of that is that if you can't have a healthy relationship, how are you going to teach your kids to have a healthy relationship? You ruining your relationships is also going to ruin your kids having relationships, because you are the blueprint for your kids seeing and understanding what it is to have the whole dynamic of having a good relationship with the opposite sex. So everything they learned is really based off of you. They're coming to their own experiences, but everything they learn for the most part is on you.
Good afternoon, Ronnie. Yeah, you right. You're right. Everything to me is a generational curse. Food stamps, projects, relationships, domestic violence. It's always generational. It's like a big cycle that will never end, right? Think about it. Growing up, our parents told us don't cuss, don't drink, don't smoke, don't do this, and people still do it, right? And then they'll tell their kids, their kids to do it. Then they'll tell their kids, and their kids to do it. That's why I always tell people, I don't believe in the traditional hell. This is hell. Because hell is just a huge cycle of the same stuff over and over and over and over. It'll never end. It will never, ever end. So there will always be people, like you said, that's going to have these broken homes from generation to generation to generation to generation, or don't know how to love somebody from generation to generation. There's always going to be someone like that on this earth. So that's crazy. So that's why I say at the end of the day, if there's a person, male or female, and this is their life, they love going out here and spreading their seeds and mating with different people. Hey, I don't have no heaven or hell to put you in. I can't judge you. But if there's people who, like you said, your high school sweethearts, 18, 19, 20, and y'all live the rest of y'all lives together, kudos to them too, man. But that's just the world we live in, the yin and the yang.
Man, you know what? You made me think about a conversation I was having last night, right? Personally, I think that the biggest issue is I don't think people should be exclusive. I don't think people should be exclusive. I don't think that people should be in relationships. Relationships are a waste of time. You know, because there's nothing that you can do in a relationship that you can't do in a friendship. Think about it.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
You know what I'm saying? And it makes no sense to be in a relationship. You know, because you could be exclusive all you want, but the person you with, that don't mean they're going to be exclusive to you.
Because you're not tied down to nothing. It's just a relationship is any type of ship, right? Just a relationship, family ship, championships. I mean, it's just to me, it's just a term to use to say, hey, me and you on my totem pole, you're here. And all these other girls or whoever are down here. So that's to me what a relationship is. It's like number one, number two, number three. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you know, which why I circle back to it's just pointless to have.
Yeah.
I think that the only time you should be exclusive is if you marry. When you get married, that's when you become exclusive. If you're not married, it is, to me, a high stupidity to get in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because some of y'all be in relationships talk about, well, I get to, you know, I want to learn about them. And, you know, you can understand that in friendship. What do they think friends with benefits is?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's no purpose or point for a person to be in a relationship at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With all the cheating and infidelity out here, you know, you wouldn't worry about that. if y'all were non-exclusive, meaning that, well, we'll deal when we are with each other, we're with each other, and when we're not, we're not. All I need for you to do is go and get tested. Don't bring me back something. If you all scoring half of the basketball team or half of the cheerleading team, please let me know. Don't leave me out in the dark and leave me with something that I can't cure. That's it. Disrespect. Just have a line of communication.
Right, but okay, so then that's like the tip of the iceberg, right? So let's dig deeper into the iceberg. Where does all this start? This boyfriend girlfriend relationship, having somebody. I knew a girl. Well, I won't say I know a girl, but 10, 11 years old that was on her like her third boyfriend. I'm like, what do you know about boyfriend? What do you know about relationships? What do you know about any of this stuff? You need to be in school learning whatever it is you're learning. But these kids at 11 to 12 years old, I don't know if they're getting it from the home. They're watching TV, Showtime, HBO. Hell, they could be watching Nickelodeon, Disney. Because even with them, it's always a man and a female falling in love. Like I'm watching a Twilight. I don't know what's making me watch Twilight, but it's the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. Twilight, you know what I'm saying? But it's always a man has to have a woman, and a woman has to have a man. There's always love. Can we ever watch a TV show or a movie where love is not involved? Can we ever do that? Because if you don't, all you're doing is teaching these young kids, especially those that are growing up on TV, that this is what it's all about. You get with a dude, you got to become boyfriend and girlfriend, then relationships, then this, then that. And like you said, all of that is pointless. Nobody's teaching these girls and boys that, hey, stay to your damn self until you become an adult, find you somebody, and get married. Nobody's teaching it. Everybody's teaching when you get a certain age, 19 years old, if you don't got a boyfriend, you ain't got a girlfriend, something's wrong with you. And that's what I see. That's the bottom of the iceberg.
Yeah. And most people don't really understand the point or the purpose of dating anyway. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to date somebody and be with them for a long time. You know, and when you're young, right? The purpose of dating is to find out the qualities that you are looking for, things that you like in a person, things you don't like, and then once you learn that person, to move on from that person to the next person, unless y'all talking about marriage. If y'all not talking about marriage and y'all been together, you're supposed to move on from each other, and then you get with somebody else, and then they're going to have qualities that you like and dislike. And then you move on from them, and then at a certain point, you're supposed to have accumulated enough information to figure out what it is that you like and what it is that you don't like. But what happens is, Sky, people be, they even in high school, they meet as freshmen, date all through high school, you know what I'm saying, then through college, and then figure out, oh man, we wasted 8 years with each other. We really not really compatible. What are we doing? What are we doing?
What about that person?
Why even be in a relationship? Just be in a friendship.
What about that person you dated in the 9th grade, and then when you graduate, they go to one college, you go to another college? Did you waste 4 years?
Man, if you're not, to me, it's a waste of time, because y'all could have just been friends. You could have had the same shared experiences as friends. Why do people feel like they need to have titles?
Again, it goes back to what I'm saying. This is what they're learning. If you do not have a boy, you in the 9th grade and you ain't had sex, you in the 9th grade and you ain't got a boyfriend, you ain't got a girlfriend, you ain't kissed nobody. Like, this is the pressure that's being put on by society, maybe the family, maybe watching that crap on TV and the movies. Like, what you're saying, I have never seen that. Like, show me one medium or a book that what you're saying teaches these people about what you're just saying right now.
Right. You're right. You're right. They don't, because a lot of them can't get it from their parents, because to go back to what we saying, they don't see healthy relationships. Absolutely. There's no blueprint for them, so they just trying to figure it out as they go. And unfortunately, a lot of them they never get it.
Absolutely. You know, they say if there's a book that you want to read that's not out, you should write it. So, Damo, you might have a book that you can write now, because nobody's saying
Man,
what you're saying.
they don't want me writing no book.
Nobody's
You know how bad they
saying,
hate
you know?
me. Hell yeah. You know how bad I'm just like this next one we're gonna be talking about is man. Shout out to Love Dorsey, man. Love Dorsey is one of the most brilliant females that commentators and relationship gurus. I call her a guru because she's been around for a long time that I've seen. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and play this clip from her. And Sky, we're gonna go ahead and talk about it. So
DJ Ronnie,
let's go ahead.
Where's the book at? Is it on Amazon?
All right, so here go Love Dorsey, y'all.
Normalize the idea of when you're not with the father of your kids, split the custody where that man can have some responsibility. This is why a lot of these go around and act like they don't have children, because y'all hoes just want to take care of everything. And listen, don't type them long paragraphs under my line, because I'm not talking to the females that the fathers are real deadbeats. I'm talking to you hoes where your mammy got you thinking if you let the kids stay with the daddy for more than 2 days at a time, you doing where my grandkids at? You ain't called me, got them yet. You ain't. This why your mama don't got no additional sources of income. She ain't got no generational wealth to leave you. She barely gave you the tools you need to make it. That's why you picked the wrong to begin with your retarded ass. Listen to her retarded ass, and you can tag her, and I'll tell her she retarded to her face.
Again, goes back to what we're saying, just generational curse.
You can go stay with your daddy for 3 months at a time. You can be a weekend mom. It is normal. It's normal, ho. Yeah, they condition. Always get on here. You need to talk about how they know. I'm gonna talk about how y'all raising these children wrong. They grow up in households where all they know is how a woman handles stuff. Know why? Because you don't leave them around their daddy long enough to see how a man handles stuff. Then they grow up, they acting like just how your ass act. Can't manage emotions, don't know how to problem solve.
I don't know, Faith. She's just angry.
Man, Love Dorsey is passionate. She be going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And again, it goes back to just the generational, man. Nobody, what she's talking about is going to always be in this world. There'll never be a perfect world. So when I always tell, when I used to come on my radio show, you're not here to talk to the people that agree or brought you here. You're on my radio show to talk to the people who don't know or don't care. So when she did that, she's talking to the women that either don't know or don't care. And the ones that don't care is not going to change no way. 2, I agree. If the father is in a better position to raise kids, yes, let them. But where I come from, I didn't see it. There was no man who was ever in a perfect position to take their children. And if they were, the new woman that they was with, that means they lived with the new woman, didn't want them kids over there no way. So if you are blessed enough to have a man who probably has his own place, ain't remarried yet, is good financially, who could take those kids most of the month or take them for 6 months out the year so you can get yourself together, I agree 100%. But a lot of them, I have not seen that.
You know why? I think maybe.
Thank you, Ronnie. I'm going to look that up. Sorry, Demo. Go ahead.
I think we were talking about that a week ago, or maybe the week before. I think a lot of women don't do so because you remember the movie Boys in the Hood? The mother was trying to get on her feet. So she allowed Trey to go stay with the daddy. I'm trying to think of the daddy's
Lawrence
name.
Fishburne.
Yeah.
But what his name was in the movie, I can't remember.
But you know, she let him stay with him. Then when the boy become of age, do you remember what happened in that movie? She was trying to get him back.
Right.
She was trying to get him to come back, and Trey didn't want to come back. Trey had settled in. He wanted to live with Dad. And I think that is what, you know, and this is after the mom got a couple promotions. She was doing good. But by the time she got back on her feet, Trey didn't want to go back. So what happens is, I think that's a fear of a lot of women. I don't think it's that a lot of dudes can't take care of the kids. The dudes got to take care of themselves. You know what I'm saying? I think they could. I don't think a lot of them going to be in as favorable of a position as the women. And the reason being is because the government is really, man, the daddy.
Right.
So they come in, they really y'all sugar daddy. The government, they really, ladies, they y'all sugar daddy. They get y'all the house, food, all the stuff that a lot of mothers couldn't do on their own. The government comes in and does. So if they did that for men, do you think, man, of course more men will be in better positions and be able to take care of their kids.
Right.
But I think a lot of moms don't want the kids to go into men's custody because they're afraid that the kid will say, Mom, I want to live with my dad.
Well, hell, depending on the age of the child, they might say that anyway. When they get 18, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but a lot of kids will say that it's because they mama done knocked their teeth out. You know what I'm saying? You just punish them, and now they want to go with that. It ain't,
I knew a guy who had 5 baby mamas. We in the Edge Hill projects now. He had 5 of them in the same projects, right? 5 baby mamas in the same project. Imagine that. So if any one of those mamas was like, hey, such and such, can you raise your child? How can he? He living from pillar to post. And then baby mama number 3, 4, and 5, I don't feel bad for because you knew he had kids before he got with you. You knew baby mama number 5 knew he had 4 kids that he wasn't taking care of, and then you laid down and had sex with him. So in her situation, how can she go to the guy, right, and say, can you help me raise the kids when he ain't even was raising the other 4 kids before you had sex with him?
Man, Sky, I swear you is on it today, man.
I just
what you talking about is about to go into the next conversation that we about to have. God,
man, I tell you, man, folks, and I believe in a lot of good things. I believe in a lot of good things, y'all. And people that watch this show, I don't want y'all to think I'm just jaded. I'm just telling y'all where I come from. Southside Nashville, Edge Hill. In the 80s and 90s, man, it was just, and maybe even 70s, it was just terrible. There was no stability. Like he said, the man wasn't in the house. The government was taking care of the kids. It was all raised by mothers. It was this is all I know. So I'm glad that I can have these conversations with y'all to broaden my mind, because this is all I know. I'm stuck in that sometimes.
Man. Man.
Baby mama fighting all the time, and so do the kids. You absolutely correct. But what's in these baby mamas' mind? It'd be different if they was all over the city, right? I'm baby mama number 5, but I don't see the rest of them because they all over the city. If we all in the same project, which means when I open up my front door, I can see the other 4's front door. What made you lay down with dude? I'm trying to my best not to say his name because I almost said his name. But what made you lay down with him? And you can see the other 4 baby mama's doors when you come out of yours. You see the kids. You see them struggling. And yet you allow him to come over your house a few nights a week, stay with you, you feed him, he gets you pregnant, and then he's gone. I don't get it. And this is what I thought the world was.
I get it, Sky. Y'all want me to say it?
But I still ain't mad at you. Again, like I said, every male species, this is what they do. They spread they seed. But go ahead, Damo.
Dick is a drug. You know, when the female get that right hit, they be stuck for 7 years. The dude can be not worth shit. You know what I'm saying? And if it's just mind blowing to her, she's stuck. She done.
Absolutely.
She almost have to go through rehab and go through a whole lot of shit. Just like a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? The crackhead up with a broken ankle one day, you know what I'm saying? Can see his ribs and stuff, and just be like, woo, it's time for me to make a change. And I think that's what happened.
Absolutely.
Think it's a drug.
But it's sad that you have to get to that point.
Matter of fact,
right.
I'm a prove it. I'm gonna prove this next story. I'm gonna prove what I just said. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Well, before you play,
That is
Faith, we understand what you're saying, Faith, but we're not talking about those. We know there's a lot of mamas out here who raise their kids and can't get government assistance. I know plenty of them. Hell, my mom was one of them. She had to work 2 jobs for a minute to raise her because they told her she made too much when she used to work in the beauty salon back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we get that, but it's more mamas who are on assistance than there is not. This is why Trump is in office trying to change all this stuff. There are more people abusing the system than there are people who need the assistance, right? So when Trump is in office, he's trying to say, hey, the people that you're talking about, Faith, who has kids, that's getting out here working, if you just need a little help, let's help you. But all y'all that's been living on this for 20, 30 years, has been abusing, I need to get y'all off. Take those resources and give it to the women that you're talking about, Faith. So that's what we're saying.
Yeah, because it's really being abused. You know what I'm saying? And people are reckless out here because they know that the government gonna come behind and take care of. I promise you. If the government, if they said, you know, if they just altered, like you're saying, Sky, if they just altered to say, you know what, if you need help, you need help. But we're not gonna allow you to take advantage of the system. If they did that, I guarantee you, man, you wouldn't see as many out here like this woman. I'm gonna play this. Listen to this chick. Hey, good morning, Juju. I'm gonna play this and just listen how reckless this chick is. This is a prime example of why this stuff need to be altered. So without further ado, y'all, let me go ahead and let's play this and listen to that because I'm listening to something like this is bizarre to me.
I'm gonna look this pretty and not have kids. Y'all think y'all the only one that's ever approached me and wanted to like be with me? No, I have 7 kids for a reason. I have 4 baby daddies for a reason. You just don't get a pretty girl like this that don't have all these kids. I'm not asking you to take care of my kids. I said take care of me. In the video, I said get my nails done. I need a new oil change and stuff like that. I never said take care of my kids. I get $2,100 in food stamps. My kids not hungry. My kids have Medicaid insurance. They good. I'm talking about me. Y'all think I'm a
So
that's what I'm talking about.
Well, let me say this:
$2,100.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And food stamps?
Some people's mortgage is $2,100. Well, she's getting food stamps because some people are paying in rent right now, right? But it's a 2-thing conversation. One, she must be in a blue state. I'm just gonna say that to even take it that far. Because in Tennessee, I don't know about no other state, but in Tennessee, right, you can only get up to so many kids. So the government said, "I will help you with kids 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6."
Right.
I don't care how many more kids you have. This is the max that you're going to get. So if we give you $2,100 to take care of 3 kids and you end up 7, you better split that 21 divided by 7. You're not going to keep getting more after the 3rd child. So they must have been in a blue state. 2, I don't care how much money you get and how many baby daddies you have. If I'm with you, your kids is a package. So I don't give it what you do. I'm not going to come in your house and just feed you and take care of you. Like, I don't give a damn about them little. That's not me. What real man would say that, come in there and do that? So if you don't want to add the kids into the package, then you need to stay single and have the government be your husband and baby daddy. Because any man that would come in and be like, y'all good, I don't need to help y'all. Y'all get $2,100. Y'all got baby daddy. If that was the case, she would either have married one of those baby daddies, they would be in the household, or one of those baby daddies would have taken the kids like me and you talked about. She had 7. Why don't one of her baby daddies have custody of one of those kids?
My question is this. Oh my God, because when I listen to stuff like this, you know the part that gets me frustrated.
Go ahead, David.
Yeah, 7 kids, 4 baby daddies. It's like no protection, none whatsoever. That's what we doing. We just out here raw dogging all the time. And then she blamed it on her just, well, I'm cute. Of course, I'm going to be pregnant by multiple men and have multiple kids. What?
They peak at high school.
What?
That's what a high school cheerleader would say. Yes, I'm cute and I'm the head cheerleader and all the boys are going to want me, of course. I can only date the quarterback and the basketball players. That sounded like a 18-year-old girl that's still in high school. What grown woman would say some shit like that? Excuse my language, y'all. Would say some stuff like that.
Man, I mean, this is what we're talking about as far as like people taking advantage of the system. She only doing that because she know that the government is gonna come behind to help.
Absolutely.
If she didn't, if there was no government programs, which in a lot of countries is not.
It's not.
In a lot of countries, there is no government program. There is no, our government, I call them Captain Saver. They Captain Saver hoes. You know what I'm saying? Because, and you feel bad because they got to help the kids. But I think some of these women, man, when they find out that they on their second baby daddy, that they should automatically give them a depo shot or give them something. Like, it got to be something. It got to be some kind of birth control. If you're going to get this assistance, you're going to have to take this birth control. I think they need to move to that. Like, after you have one kid, that, man, okay, well, once you sign up for government assistance, you automatically get birth control. Because you ain't going to just be out here having kids all over the place out of wedlock. And then taxpayer dollars paying for it. They got to do something. I don't know what they got to change, but this, you can't keep having stuff like this.
Absolutely. And again, that's why I said she must have been, because in Tennessee, you would have never gotten that high in food stamps. They didn't give folks that high in food stamps in fucking Tennessee. I don't care how many kids you got. Not in money, cash, none of that stuff. Even when they were giving out stipend checks to help pay electric bills, they ain't never got that damn high. So this one must be in a blue state. But a little bit off topic, I know we was going to talk about Doge or whatever. When they went and found out that, what's the name of that? USAID was giving millions of dollars to learn how transgenders could have babies. Millions of dollars to study how transgender. This man has transitioned from a man to a woman, and you studying on how they can have kids. Wasteful spending. And this is what the government is doing with those that are abusing the system. Is wasteful spending. Instead of giving it to the mamas who probably did get married, had 4 kids by her husband, and that son of a bitch decided to leave to go be with the stewardess. Okay, cool. Goodbye. You left. Government's going to help you for a little bit. You get on your feet. You can remarry, get a better job, stuff like that. But not on these girls is just laying on their backs and just having kid after kid after kid after kid after kid. So that's the world I come out of. That's why I can tell you that after 3, the government says, hey, you get this is the max. And that's to help you and 3 kids. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You keep having them. This is all you get. This is the max amount of food stamps. Everything. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about on that shit. So I don't know what state she's in where she's getting that type of money, but a lot of blue states, they do. They go down to Georgia, go down to this, go down to that, man. Okay, well, fine. I'm going to go down here and have all these kids and get all this money on the government while everybody else is working hard and I'm living off the taxpayers' money. Yeah.
Man, I think, man, I hope they come up with a male birth control. Because, man, there's some females out here that they just don't have no control, man. For as much flack as men get for not having no control over their penis, I think it's a lot, that many females that don't have control over their vagina. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just letting everybody up in the club raw, just, ejaculating. Everybody.
It's a powerful thing, right?
Everybody.
Sex is enjoyable, but pregnancy and giving birth is painful. Ain't that crazy? That's it's enjoyable to make the baby, but girl, when you get pregnant, them 9 months is terrible, and when you push that big head baby out, it's even worse. So it's crazy how you get set up for some shit like that. So that vagina and sex is, to me, sometimes is more powerful than any drug on the market. That's crazy.
Man.
I'd rather see somebody who's on heroin than to see a sex addict because they really freaking go through it.
Whoa, man! I think this was a may have been that.
Yeah,
I think this was
so that ain't working.
Yeah, they don't even. You know what?
People don't buy condoms.
The way these folks have it, I don't even know. They probably using these condoms to blow up the
and baby parties. And making little deers out of them.
Yeah, making a little dog and stuff. Little dog.
Absolutely.
They sure ain't using them in the bedroom.
No, because when I was growing up, we used to have a place called Lentz Health Center. And you go down there and get free condoms, even the little colorful different condoms. They would come in like a brown paper bag, and they would give them out. They would give free syringes to the junkies because they couldn't stop them from doing drugs. But they were like, here, throw away these old ones, come get new ones, so you quit spreading whatever the hell it is you're spreading. I don't even know if Lentz does that anymore. I don't even know if they even care anymore. Like, nobody is really caring about what the problem is. But is sex addiction a mental or a physical thing? Because when we talk about the vagina, it's a little bit of both. It's a mental thing and it's a physical thing.
Yeah, but I think it's more on the mental side, man. Like schizophrenia and bipolar and all that. You ever seen that movie? Because the movie I recommend y'all to see, if y'all never seen it, is She's Gotta Have It.
She's Gotta Have It.
That's a movie that by Spike Lee.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, yeah. She gotta have it. Absolutely. See, this is why now good men would not probably either be single or a lot of women won't get married because now they got technology where they're coming out with women. Have you seen the technology about these little dogs? Have you seen them? They got little dogs that look real.
What kind of dog?
They look real, they move, they wag, but they're really robotic dogs. Have you seen that on TikTok? They little bitty puppies.
Hell no. I wouldn't buy one of them. You wouldn't see one of them in my house.
If all what men want is the sex, they will start making humans or fake humans or androids to please you sexually. And that's it. Because what men don't want,
they are on their way.
What men don't want is the mouth and the attitude that comes with that vagina. So if I can get rid of the mouth and the attitude and just get to the vagina, then it's gonna be a whole lot of women that's gonna be single in the next 50 years.
Right. They headed there. They making them robots right now. Sky, you know that?
What's that?
Hey y'all, we got another one. So this next one is gonna get touchy. This is gonna be a good one, y'all. Yeah, I hope y'all really enjoying this show. This is about to get real touchy now. So, without further ado, I gotta play this. I'm just gonna jump right into it. Hold on, let me turn this on. Let's get into it.
Oh, scenario. You're married with a child. Yes. You and your husband and your child go out on your sailboat. Okay. The sailboat gets struck. It's sinking. Yeah. Who are you going to save? The child or your husband?
Look, I would choose my child's father because we can make more children. This is an impossible choice. You also have to understand that it's my hierarchy in my life. God, my man, my children, and everything else. And I just want to emphasize spouse.
Your baby and your man is in the water.
Yeah.
Your baby looks like a baby. Your man looks like a grown man. I'm saying about baby. I love my wife, but I just feel like.
What if she's incapacitated? What if she's knocked out?
I feel like she would be mad at me if I say her.
She would, but she would get over it because now you're a single daddy.
Man, I can't even go back and be like, oh yeah, I saved my wife. I was a big guy. Who am I gonna go tell? That's crazy.
Let me tell you this. This is why having an integrity point and barometer with self is so important. Because if somebody said to me, you let your kids die and you saved your husband, absolutely. Now, it's not to say that I wouldn't grieve, that I wouldn't be sad. I'd probably ask myself, did I make the right choice? Oh my God, are we ever going to have children again? You know, I'm getting up there in age. Having kids is hard. All of these things are real things. But I'm telling you right now, I don't care what anybody has to say about any decision that I made because I did it and I meant it. Yes. Yeah. I would want him to save the child, but I would understand why he chose me. This is such a challenging choice. But ultimately, my husband, I so recklessly trust my husband that in that moment, that's what made sense to him. You can't. And I might be mad. I'm already geriatric. We might never be able to have kids again, and the grieving would be crazy for sure. But if he chose me over our children, there's a reason why. God's not done with me yet. Well, people love the word until it's inconvenient, until there's judgment and bias around it. But when you think biblically, husband and wife should submit unto each other. You come first. You are the home front. You are the union. After God comes my husband. If I gotta choose between my parents, whom I love, my mom is my very best friend, and my husband, I'm choosing my husband. And this is the problem. People are confusing marriage with being husband and wife. Those are two. Say that one more time. Husband or wife means I am committed to this. I am submitted to the mission. I've got you, no matter what, under the eyes of God, through sickness and health, through all of the things that may come. That is my husband. Not I got married. Most people are just married, but they'll never experience what it means to be husband or wife. They're weak and they quit and they give up and they say, oh, well, it's just easier if I get divorced. So for me, when I have not a husband, but I have my husband, my God-sent husband, the husband that I have been waiting and praying for. When that is my guy and I make a commitment under God, he's first. I no longer belong to my father. I belong to my husband.
You know, out of all the subjects we've had, I can't even. I'm gonna let you go. I can't even answer because I can't judge nobody. I don't care if you let both of them die. I don't care if you save both of them. Because when you in that situation,
either way, it's a tough choice.
It's a tough choice, and the house is on fire. First of all, you gotta save yourself because if you go in there and die, all y'all dead, right? You know what I'm saying? So I can't even answer that, Daniel. So you can go with that one. I don't even have a answer to that. Like whatever choice you made.
I'm gonna tell you, man. I can understand her perspective, and I can also understand the guy in the background, his perspective.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think either of them are right or wrong.
No.
I don't. And I know some people would on her neck. They probably, I know a lot of women really frown upon what she said. Because she said, my husband comes first. God comes first. Actually, the husband comes second. Because God is first, then her husband, then her children, and then everything else after that.
Absolutely.
And I think I think if anybody, probably more men understood her than women, right? But I'm quite sure a lot of men would disagree with her take, right?
Absolutely.
But the man to protect her. So, man, the man he gonna probably protect the seed first, for the most part. His heir.
Right. She
mom,
said we can always have more children, right? So if I'm the man and I save my kids, I can always go have more children with another woman.
Yeah.
But if I save you, I can't replace that child. I don't know, kind of. It's still too much. Still too much ambiguity to it.
That's a lot. It's
a lot. It is.
Either way.
Yeah. And so if you talk the way she's talking biblically about God, husband, wife, she's right. Once you get married, everybody else is second. You and your spouse become one. So it really is what she's saying is true. And even though y'all come together, y'all have kids, that your kids is not as important as your marriage. No matter what age they are, your kids still come second to your union. Your parents come second to your union. So if she went in there and saved her husband because she lives by the teetotal law of the Bible, the I's that are dotted and the T's that are crossed, I have no problem with that. I'm sorry. Whatever.
I'm sorry, me either,
live
man.
a good life. But if we have folks out here, again, that are atheists, that are pagan, that are agnostics, we have folks that don't believe in none of that stuff. So those might be the one that run into the fire and either try to save both or save the kids. They be like, well, hell, he's 45. He lived a good life. These kids are only 10 years old. Let's get them out first. You know what I'm saying? So either way, it's just, again, either way, it's not a wrong. The fire is the wrong thing, but saving is no, to me, it's no wrong or right way of who you save. I would never judge you on who you save. Hell, if you saved your dog and let the family die, I'm like, okay, well, the dog must have been a better support system than the damn family. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Right. Man,
So,
this is really, really, I mean, man, I think this is a really fun show today. This next topic we're going to get into Doge. We finally are going to talk about Doge, y'all. Man, Doge has been like just the topic of discussion in America. No matter where you go, if it's not a protest taking place, it's a conversation being had. So,
absolutely.
man, me and Sky, we're gonna take a break for a minute. We're gonna go ahead and play some music, and then we'll be right back. Please, if y'all are listening to the show, if y'all watching, if y'all can do us a huge favor, please share the live. We don't care what platform you're on. Just share it for us. You know, shout out to all our people on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, Bigo. Shout out to y'all, all right? We're going to go ahead and get a new song in, then we'll be right back, and we're going to talk about Doge.
All my life, I've been searching for me. A reflection of me. Driving down this lonely road. Really don't know where I'm going. I'm driving with my eyes closed. And all I see, a reflection of me. A reflection of me. A reflection of me. Been traveling down this dark road for so long. Yes. Still searching for love, these hoes are so cold. Yes. Trade love for lust, it's getting so old. So many lost souls sucking my pain away. Yeah. When I look in the mirror, don't even know my face. All I see is heartache and a lot of pain. I wanna give up, go to a quiet place. Yeah. The Lord help me take this pain away. Please. All I want is some peace. All my life I've been searching for me. All my life I've been a slave to the streets. So please, Lord, let me be free. Hey, I'm searching for me. Driving down this lonely road. I really don't know where I'm going. I'm driving with my eyes closed. And all I see, a reflection of me. A reflection of me. A reflection of me. I'm really trying to change, Lord. I accept my wrong. This life is so hard, I'm just trying to be strong. Never giving up, but even the strong get weak. I'm at war with myself, I'm my own worst enemy. Feel like I'm dying inside. I can't stop these tears coming from my eyes. I'm just searching for peace, I'm just searching for me. I'm searching for me. Hey. Driving down this lonely road, I really don't know where I'm going. I'm driving with my eyes closed, and all I see, a reflection of me, a reflection of me, a reflection of me. Driving down this lonely road, I really don't know where I'm going. I'm driving with my eyes closed, and all I see, a reflection of me, a reflection of me, a reflection of me. Driving down this lonely road, I really don't know where I'm going. I'm driving with my eyes closed, and all I see, a reflection of me, a reflection of me, a reflection of me.
All right, man. Shout out to Fat Boy Duke, man, out of Nashville. We are back. Sky, I am falling out. So, for the people that don't know what DOGE stands for, DOGE stands for Department of Government Efficiency. Okay? So that's what DOGE stands for. Here's what they found, and Trump was talking about this in this address to the Congress, right? And I thought this was absolutely, I was like, what? This was like hilarious, dude. Let me turn this on. Hold on. Let me set this all up, because we're going to jump into this. I'm like, man, I hate I can't stand our government now. These bastards ain't shit. They ain't shit. Lord. And they're paying $10 for some eggs. Bastards. Mother. $10 for some eggs, and you spending all my money, my tax money. Give me my shit back.
They spending $700 for a hammer, and you paying $10 for eggs.
And so here we go. Here we go.
President Donald Trump's newly created department.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
In the first address.
Oh, I gotta rewind this back. Oh, come on.
Tuesday. DOGE's findings thus far.
$22 billion.
Hold on. Oh no.
Hey.
What's up? President Donald Trump's newly created Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, taking a prominent role in the first address of his second term to a joint session of Congress Tuesday evening, dedicating 8 minutes to DOGE's findings thus far.
$22 billion from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens.
Listing 19 examples of what he is classifying
DEI
as
scholarships in Burma.
$8 billion for making mice transgender.
Making mice?
This is real.
Elon Musk, the controversial mastermind behind DOGE.
Oh man. Wait a minute. I gotta go back a little because I want to. She not reading all this shit off, but I am. I got time today. 8 million to make mice transgender. Now people don't understand what that is, right? You know, man, they're experimenting to see if they can make and have kids. This is that part you was talking about. This is why they were experimenting on the mice to see if they can make them transgender, because if they can make them transgender, they want to see if they can still make them mate. Is that what they're working on? They working on, man, the transgender people being able to have babies. All right. Hold on. Oh, all right. 40 million social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants.
This is real.
Elon Musk, the
8 million to promote LGBTQI plus and liaison or something like that. So I guess there's some country. I think it's just the one they was talking about in Africa.
the controversial mastermind behind DOGE, in attendance for Tuesday's speech.
Thank you, Elon.
60 million towards indigenous and Afro-Colombian empowerment in Central America.
In the opposition's response following the speech, Democratic Senator from Michigan, Alyssa Slotkin,
32 million left-wing propaganda operation in Moldova.
Hitting back, criticizing DOGE and Elon Musk.
10 million towards male circumcision in Africa. And I'm trying to think of this country because I've never heard of this country. Mozambique or whatever. That's what it says. Mozambique. Mozambique?
Mm-hmm.
How the hell you even say that? I can't even pronounce that shit.
Comfortable with him and his gang of 20-year-olds.
20 million towards Arabic Sesame Street program in the Middle East.
Using their own computer servers to put through your tax returns, your health information, and your banking.
1.9 billion that went toward decarbonization of homes committee run by Stacey Abrams.
We need a more efficient government. You want to cut waste? I'll help you do it.
3.5 million towards a consultant contractor for lavish fish monitoring. Lavish fish monitoring? What?
But change doesn't need to be chaotic or make us less safe.
1.5 million towards to boost voter confidence in Liberia.
Meanwhile, conservatives in the House and Senate doubling down on their support for Doe.
14 million towards social cohesion in Mali.
Frustrating. Mike Johnson and Senate Majority Leader John Thune.
59 million towards illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City.
Against compromising with Democrats by agreeing to add any Doge restrictions.
42 million towards social and behavior change in Uganda.
To a spending bill currently being worked on to avoid a government shutdown by March 14th.
14 million toward improving public procurement in Serbia.
President Trump promising Doge is just getting started.
47 million toward improving learning outcomes in Asia.
Taking back a lot of that money. We got it just in time. This is just the beginning.
101 million toward DEI contracts at the Department of Education. So that's what it was. We're going to play the rest of this so we can hear what he say about it.
The Supreme Court Wednesday ruling against the Trump administration and their request to freeze $2 billion worth of payment for USAID. The case now sent back down to lower courts to sort out how and when payments should be made. President.
So, man, that ticks me off. You know what I'm saying? As hard as I work, god dang it, and you worried about mice humping? Transgender mice humping? I mean, really? That's where we at, man?
Man, I mean, I'm shocked, but I'm not surprised. It just, you know, is the tip of that's to me. That's just the tip of the iceberg, right? Because I read something where he was gonna go in and show people a picture of Fort Knox, whatever the hell it is, where all this gold is that standard. They are just printing money. Yeah. They're just printing. Now money is fiat. It's almost worthless to think that millions of dollars can go here, go there, go here, go there. And we out here working for $10, $15 an hour, and they're printing millions of dollars to send to other countries and learn about transgender mice and all this other stuff. So I don't think it's him finding that. It's them, the people are thinking, how much money is the Federal Reserve printing a day to do this?
Here's what ticks me off. And I think that, and I'm great, I don't have no problem with those. Because they got to explain to me how these politicians who make less than $200,000 a year, like one of them in particular, Jasmine Crockett, she has not been in Congress long. All right? She makes less than $200,000 a year. I need her to explain to me why and how she's worth $9 million. How is her net worth $9 million and she only makes $200,000 a year? Who else do we know making $200,000 a year got a net worth of $9 million? Why is it that there's only politicians that we hear that happening to?
That's that good old boy system. Once you get in it, they learn about things that we never know, right? So they can get into office, they can pass stuff, right? So they can pass something that says if you are a minority business, you can get a $2,000 grant every year. But they don't have to tell anybody. Their job is to create it, pass it. It's up to me and you to go find it. So all the times that money is just sitting in that account and drawing interest, they get a piece of that stuff. People don't know that. They get a piece of all this stuff. So this is why they don't go out and tell everybody or every small business what the money is, because as long as it's sitting in this account growing this interest, they're getting a piece of that. Then they're taking money, putting it on offshore accounts. Then they're doing deals with companies in other countries and all this stuff. So it's a lot of ways. Now, I'm not saying it's going to add up to 9 million, but it's a lot of ways that once they get, like if me and you became a senator or congressman in the U.S., our network will grow up because we'll be rubbing elbows with folks that's going to show us how to do it. So to me, it's all of them. It's the whole system. But then at the end of the day,
I agree.
But then,
I agree.
At the end of the day,
I think they are.
Ask yourself this: 100 senators, 425 congressmen, a president of this and that. So let's just say 500 people are trying to find a way to control 350 million people. That is the hardest thing in this world. So I see if the system has to be corrupt, if they have to lie, because as parents we do the same thing. We hide money from kids, we lie to our kids, we do whatever it takes to keep the household moving, right? Whatever the government has to do to keep this country going or keep it normal for you to go to work, go home, watch football, watch basketball, that's what they're going to do. So yes, Doge is finding all this. And yes, Trump, he's a Republican, so it's going to make it seem more on the Democratic side. But a lot of those Republicans are doing the same thing. So when Democrats are in office, they make it seem like it's the Republicans' fault. When Republicans are in office, they say, like, no, it's going the same way. They're all millionaires. They're all doing the same stuff. And it's no different than wrestling and football. I'm a Redskins fan, you a Cowboy fan. Only me and you fighting each other, buying tickets, buying jerseys. But Dan Snyder and Jones, Jerry Jones, they at owners meetings every year. Do you think they fighting each other at the owners meeting? Like they really out there fighting over who won a Super Bowl? They could care less about that damn trophy. Like wrestlers could care less about them damn titles. Those titles are for the character. Those trophies are for me and you. You know how many trophies Jerry Jones could buy? You know what I'm saying? So it's all smoke and mirror, and that's just what Doge is doing, is showing the American people smoke and mirror, and that's dangerous because when you do that, then you're going to lead to what I believe is coming as a civil war. That's what I believe.
Man, I feel like this when it comes to Doge. I think if we can be audited, the government
absolutely.
I think if they want to know where we getting money to and where it's coming from and how we using it, then I think that it's only right that they have something that keeps the checks and balances with them. I think they don't have no checks and balances. That's why and how all these politicians. You got Maxine Waters out in California living in a $6.5 million house, and yet her constituents are all homeless. Ain't no way. I be sleeping in her yard. I had my feet out, drawers hung up on the porch, everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I be damned if you lay up in this house. You know what I'm saying? And with all these square feet, and I'm laying outside, was raining and cold. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't had a hot meal. Dookie stains up in my drawers. I be damned if I'm living like that, and then you living in this big old house. Talk about you represent me. Hell no.
They all like that. They all living in those big old houses in places in your state that don't even know they exist. Like I didn't even know that place existed. I didn't even know rich people even lived in there. But there's places in every state that you don't even know exist to where the rich and the wealthy migrate, and that's where she's at. You couldn't find it on Google Maps. You could not type in Maxine Waters' address on Google Maps and find her.
Right. So I think that they all need to be accountable. I think because, you know, the taxpayers' dollars are what pay. I think it should be, I don't care what part of the government you in. I think it should be public information for us to know how much you made the previous year, and what did you spend the majority of that money on?
Well, you know, the government is crooked. That's why they use that word classified. If they put classified on it, the American people will never see it. So they give us enough crumbs to where we're not doing the January 6th thing in 2021, because that's coming. Because then if you're talking about cutting off people's food stamps, cutting off people this, cutting off people's that, if you're talking about auditing the government, taking grants from this business, that business, folks is just not going to stand for that. You know, people got to eat, people got to find a way to live, and things is high out here. And so I just believe that it's coming. Hopefully I'll be dead in the grave before it happens, but it's on its way. The bubble is about to bust, because you're running out of resources. And again, if you're printing $1 trillion a day, then money is worthless. It is. It's basically worthless.
Right.
So,
right. You know, something else I wanted to ask you about. So they were talking about no taxes on tips. We kind of hit on this last week, right? No tax on tips, overtime, Social Security. Well, what other tax do you think that they could abolish that will really, really help us, our society? Because I got my one. I wanted to see if your one is kind of, you know, either exactly the same or similar to my one.
All of them, because there was a point in time the government made money without taxing people. In the 1800s, the government made money, and what was supposed to happen was this. The government was supposed to be over the majority of the things that we do, right? They're supposed to be over it.
Right.
They're supposed to make the money, and we have this thing called GDP, gross domestic products, right? You take how much money the government is making, divided by its citizens or people who are eligible to work, and that's what you're supposed to be. So we did that today. I don't care if you shovel poop, if you're a CEO, or if you're a nurse or a teacher, everybody should be making at least $45,000 a year. Everybody across the board. What happened with that system, I have no clue whatsoever. That was what's supposed to be the federal government, where we all made an exact amount, because you took what the country was making, divided it by the workers, and that's what we should be making, right? Somehow, some way,
right.
Again, here we go with that crookedness. They took that out of the way, and now they're taxing everybody. And so, to me, I believe the government don't need to be taxing really anything. Like, what is it? You're taxing the people to control them, because that's what you're doing. You're just taxing, taking their money, getting it to the government, and then they blow it on a bunch of BS, and then income tax, you get a little bit of crumbs back. No, I don't believe.
Right.
I believe the government can sustain itself the way it can pay for the military, it can pay for the airline, whatever the government needs, it can sustain itself. Taxing us is just a way of getting money to do what we won't allow them to do. But when they start doing the income tax or taxing us, this is why we have a House. The House is supposed to represent the people. The Senate represents the states. The House represents the people. So when you tax me, like you said, I should be able to know where my money is going. But somehow, some way, people don't do that, because, again, people don't care. As long as Patrick Mahomes is going for a 3-peat, or as long as somebody's doing this, they can complain, but they don't care. And so at the end of the day, you can take away all taxes, and even if you do that damn long, there's still going to be people out here broke. Because taxes or no taxes, they don't know how to spend their money, if they don't know how to save their money, if they don't know anything about finance, they still gonna be broken homeless.
I tell you one tax I would love for them to implement or abolish: property tax.
All of it,
You know, all of them if possible. But if I only could choose one,
property tax.
Property tax was
right. Because who owns the land?
Right. It's almost like the government does.
So the native people, because they don't, some of them don't like to be called Indians, because that wasn't their names. They had tribal names. They was on this land first. Here comes the white man, takes over the land, cuts the land up, sells it to people, and say, yeah, you can buy the land and it's yours, but every year you still have to give me a piece of this land, some tax money. And that's coming from the kings and queens over in England and Europe. They used to do it before America. Because what people don't understand, a lot of our politicians are historians. That's why you see these monuments. That's why you see a lot of these rules. Most of America is 1/3 Rome, because everybody just loves Rome. Whatever Rome did back in the day, they love it. 1/3 European, because whatever the Europeans were doing before America was discovered, they fell in love with it. And 1/3 Africa, because whatever the hell Africa was doing to survive before any of these other nations, they fell in love with them. So this is where all this is coming from. It ain't like they just pulled it out of thin air. They're doing all these taxes and classifying the way they police people. Everything is coming from what they've learned other countries have done before we got here. So abolishing the what you call it, the property tax, I'm for it. I'm for it 100%, but they won't do it.
Yeah, you're right.
And it's a scam, because think about it though, Damo, every year your house and your property goes up in value. You're like, yes. But guess what else goes up? The taxes. It'd be different if the taxes stayed and my property value went up, right? But every time this go up, the taxes go up. This go up, the taxes go up. I'm like,
yeah, that's bizarre, man.
How do we win? You don't win. You don't.
Right. I think that's why a lot of people are demoralized.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know if you ever watched that movie Civil War that came out in 2024, but yeah, it's.
I'm gonna try to find it. Maybe that might be. You said it's called
the what? Civil War.
Okay, is that what the Marvel?
No. This is an actual movie called Civil War. That had the girl from Spider-Man in it. What was her name? Kristen Dunst. It has her in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it talks about how the United States government finally just opened its arms and say, yeah, we're corrupt. And not only are we corrupt, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to start. This president, he evoked some type of thing where he could run for a third term. And that's what started all of it. Because, presidents can only do 2. But he said, F y'all. I'm going to run for a third term. And then the state started seceding from the union and all that good stuff. So, yeah. But I just believe that it's coming because you have over 350 million people just in America, man, in America. And we ain't even counting the immigrants that's coming over here, all that stuff. And just one government is trying to police everybody and make everybody happy, and you can't do it. You just can't. So eventually, all the stuff that me and you talk about is going in the future is just going to be. You remember that time they used to do property taxes? Or you remember that time they used to be 50 United States? Or do you remember that time they used to have all that is going to be dead and gone to me in about 50 years.
Yeah.
Because again, like you said, Maxine Waters is living in a $6.9 million house, but most of her constituents are homeless.
What?
No, you can't do that. And these kids are starving, right? Adults, okay. But when you have kids out here starving, that's when they pick up the pitchforks and the shovels and the fire, like how they go chase vampires. That's when they come into a house like that.
Right. And that's where they headed. I think we headed for that direction. Yeah. The more people struggle and they see that the money that they paying in taxes that could go in their pocket is going in the stupidest of places.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. It is. And so you got kids out here that can't get medicine. You got insurance companies that's turning down folks. We're not going to pay for this. We're not going to pay for that. And I think that's why that guy from United Health Care got killed last year. That guy, that young dude that killed him, I don't know what happened. What I heard was, I guess his mama was sick and they denied her, the insurance denied what she needed. So he took it upon himself to go kill that man. And that man had nothing to do with it. He was just a cog in the machine. You know what I'm saying? But that's just where we're heading. Right. That's just where we're heading. You got folks going here shooting up schools because schools is terrible. You know what I'm saying? It's just,
right.
It's a mess, man. It's a mess. And to me, with Doge, my last point, is that they're going to open up, because the government's always been secretive and classified. They don't want you to know. Well, if you open up Pandora's box and you tell the American people your government really don't give a shit about you, then it's it. You've opened up the floodgates. Everybody gonna probably quit their jobs. They're gonna march on Washington. Something's going to happen to where you've heard open up, and that's why the Democrats are like, "What are y'all doing? Don't open up the curtain. It's okay to be cute, But don't open up this curtain, because if you do, we're fucked.
Right. You're right. And it's good, to see they talk about the numbers down at the border. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have as many people trying to cross the Grand Rio as it was before.
Absolutely.
And so, I don't know, man. It's going to be a interesting couple years.
Hell yeah.
To say the least.
Because these states are fighting ICE about going into the schools, because ICE is saying, look, if we should be able to go into the schools, and these states are like, no, these kids ain't here learning. You ain't for just kicking a door, no elementary door, high school door, and grabbing kids and yanking them out, putting them in handcuffs. So I don't know if you heard that now, that they're fighting over that, because the federal government is supposed to supersede the states. But that's been fighting forever. Even when they had states before they had the federal government. And a lot of the states was like, we don't want a federal government. But then when the federal government comes, we the big dogs and y'all the little dogs. So that's been fighting for as long as me and you've been alive on who has power and jurisdiction where. And the federal government's like, we're the federal government, and we can come into your state, find out this child is illegally here with their mammy and pappy. We're coming into the schools, we're yanking them out too. Could you imagine that?
Yeah, that's crazy. But I say this, they've been tearing our families apart. They've been tearing and nobody saying nothing. When we go to prison and stuff, rob a bank, because we was 2 ventilators short of starving to death, and we go in, we rob a bank, we don't hurt nobody. We lived a bottle life. 30 years later, they catch up to us. Oh yeah, you that dude, you that sucker that robbed that bank way back. And then guess what? They ain't trying to think about, they don't care about separating us from our kids. You gonna go do that 30, you gonna go do that time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And when you think about the federal government, these ain't little guys. I ain't never seen a little ICE, a little federal agent. These guys are always 6'6", damn near 300 pounds. Imagine them, and big guns coming in schools looking for illegal children. Like, you gonna scare the hell out of all the kids and that's not even illegal. But these big humongous ass guys with these vests and guns and damn tanks and helicopters, and it's about to get interesting, Namo.
Yeah, they told them though. They told them what they was gonna do. I don't know why they ain't believe them. For the people that there's people that like Trump. There's people that don't like him. You know what I'm saying? I'll say this about him. He did everything he said he was gonna do. I can't remember a president that literally did just about everything they said they was gonna do.
Well, a lot of them are full of crap anyway. They know they just talking. They know a lot of these policies they got to go through Congress to get done, and a lot of them won't get passed no damn way. That's why a lot of them are doing what Trump doing there. A lot of executive orders. Trying to go through Congress is like picking teeth. And
you got to have the House and Congress for it to even pass.
Yep.
Because it's like, what's the point if you don't got all 3 branches of government? What's the point?
Absolutely, you're right.
And so he got 2 years to do whatever he gonna do, because I'm quite sure they're gonna try to flip some seats in the midterms and halfway through his presidency and make it real hard for him. So they better be moving as fast as possible.
That's absolutely true, and that's usually happens with every president. They'll gain everything in the first year, and then come midterm, it flips to the other party, and then there's just a gridlock. And even with gridlocks, you're hurting the people. You're just hurting the people.
Right. Well, I hate to say this, but people sold their soul. Because they get something for cheap, they allow other countries to not only sell, us to become dependent on them. So not only are we dependent on these countries, but then we paying whatever they want us to pay, because they the manufacturers, not us. So when you're not manufacturing your own thing, what do you think is going to happen?
That's correct. And some things we can. There's just some things that grow in Mexico and South America that just don't grow in America. So you're going to always have trade. But if there's things that we can do here, oil, a lot of Democrats don't want to drill for oil because what they're hoping is that one day Saudi Arabia and the Middle East will run out of oil and then the world would have to come to us, which would make us the super, super, super rich. But the Republicans are like, well, hell, that might not ever happen. So we need to quit buying the oil from over there, drill here, whatever that pipeline is that they've been trying to get open forever, and gas prices will go down because we're drilling
I think it's
here.
called the Keystone Pipeline.
Yeah, and that's what they're fighting over. They're like, well, no, let's save it. And then when they run out of oil, they'll have to buy oil from us. And then I was like, no, gas is too damn high as it is. We have oil here. You know what I'm saying? Again, that gridlock, and that's what's going on. Everybody has their vision of the future. Just like when America was first started, everybody had their vision of what America should look like. And you're going to always have that. You're going to always have that. So, yeah. 23andMe. I ain't never done one of those, Ronnie. 23andMe. And yeah, DNA was found in the 50s. But they didn't start using it to like the 70s or 80s to start doing cold cases. There are people in jail that's been in jail for 30 years, but because of DNA, they found out that they were innocent. My God. If I been in jail for 30 years, I might as well just stay. Because even if you gave me $10 million, it's still, life can pass me by. I don't know what's going on. Good Lord. Especially if I was in a federal prison and I only had an hour a day of rec time and 23 hours locked up, my mind is still in prison. You might well
Man.
30 years. Good Lord.
Thank you, Chelsea. I appreciate it. Man, dude, man, I thought I had fun last week. Yeah. This week has been real fun, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad that we're able to do these things and people are able to comment and listen and all that good stuff because, man, I think one way to diffuse a lot of things, and a lot of people think it's silly because politicians say it all the time, is just have a conversation. And I believe in conversation. I believe if people can sit down and talk, tell me where you coming from, why, and I tell you, and even if we disagree, some things we're going to agree on, some things we're going to disagree on. But when somebody's like, I don't care about you because of your thoughts and you're Republican, and I don't care about you because of your thoughts and you're a Democrat, that's where all this chaos is coming from. It's like a bunch of children. I see children in a playground not talking to each other because they're children, but those are adults. We should be able to sit down and just have a simple conversation to say, where does this country need to go? This is how much money we have. Who needs it first? Who needs it in 3 years? Who needs it in 10 years? Stop sitting here bud slinging, talking bad about whoever the president is, whoever this is. Stop doing all that stuff. It makes no sense whatsoever.
You know how childish things has gotten? You know how childish things have gotten? Did you see when they were honoring the boy DJ Daniels, 13-year-old boy that had 13 brain surgeries, right?
Bless God.
And he like one of his dreams is to become a cop.
Right.
So they honored him and made him special social, or what is it? It's not social service. What is it? Special services? The ones that guard the president?
Mm-hmm.
They honored him with that, gave him a little badge and everything, right? And they didn't stand up and clap for the dude. Like, man, that's where we at now.
That's where we at.
Where they just acting like little kids. There's a girl that was honored because she got hit in the head with a volleyball so hard by a transgender that it left her brain dead. And that's where we at. You know what I'm saying? Like, people just getting too childish, man.
Absolutely.
The way they move.
I remember growing up and, a child was always in a child's place and an adult was. I didn't understand as a child that when the adults got together, we had to go in our room, shut the door, and don't come up there and be. Because whatever adults were doing, you didn't want it to trickle down to the children. Whatever they were doing in the streets, in the homes, whatever, you still wanted to preserve a purity life for children. What you're saying now, what they're doing is trickling down to the children. That's what I'm saying. I don't care how much I hate you. When these two things are going on, we're going to act like adults and we're going to honor the kids. But when you start acting like a child too, like that, then you trickle it down to the kids, and the kids are like, so now I can do it because you're doing it.
People don't have no decorum, man.
No.
They don't have no decorum. That's what
Secret Service honorary.
Children and Secret Service.
Yeah, Secret Service honorary.
Yep.
Honorary. Sorry. Yeah. And that's great. I didn't see it. Sorry that I didn't see that, but I'm glad. Bless his heart.
You gotta go watch that video, man. Man, me telling you it and you watching it does not put it in the context. You literally gotta go watch it, and to watch these grown folks act like kids, man. Act like kids. I don't care what your beliefs is, man. When you see a kid that's battling cancer,
absolutely.
You see anybody that didn't battle cancer. Because
absolutely.
you know what cancer, you know what that do to people?
Right.
I mean, to have 13 battles with it, man, of course you're supposed to stand up.
Absolutely.
You gotta put your differences aside and stand up, man, and just be like, wow, it takes a unique human being to battle cancer 13 times, especially a 13-year-old.
Absolutely.
And then battled that 13 times. A 13-year-old. So that means averaged out every year he done battled cancer every year of his life. If we was to stretch it out.
And you know that, and for those, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, but if you don't believe, that's fine. But in my belief, it has to be a God, because first of all, cutting open a child's brain is not like cutting open an adult's brain. That brain is not developed, it's not ready, and you're cutting through the bones and the muscles and playing with this man's undeveloped brain. Because then he's 13, but he's had 13 surgeries. So when he was 5, 6, 7, 8, you are not supposed to be touching no child's brain like that. But he had to do it to survive. So then what does it go to show you? That this is a miracle child. And
he is definitely a miracle child. The last surgery that he had, I think they gave him maybe 5 months to live. Not even that. And here this boy, almost 5 years later,
absolutely.
Or so many years later, and he's still here.
Absolutely.
Moving around, it's phenomenal.
It is phenomenal. So whether you a God-fearing person, or you just spiritual, or you just believe in miracles, whatever your belief is, this child is telling you it's there. It's there, because there's no way even the average grown adult couldn't have
handle what he's going
through. Surgeries. That's crazy in hell. I don't even care if it was on your toe. 13 surgeries on your toe. Just cut that shit off. You know what I'm saying? This is done. You know what I'm saying? I just had a friend at the wrestling thing. He finally had his other leg cut off because he was in so much pain because of his diabetes that when they cut off his other leg, he was like, "This is the best I've felt in a long time." Imagine a man sitting in a wheelchair from his knees down is gone on both legs, and that's the best he has felt in years.
Wow.
And this is a grown man. So then we talk about a 13-year-old child that they cut his brain open to go in there to do whatever they had to do. That's crazy.
Wow. I was just like, man, what kind of world we live in? Well, you can't even honor children anymore, especially children that went through traumatic experiences. I mean, god dang, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are just like becoming less and less human.
Of course, when they go into school shooting up children, they becoming less and less human. Like, yeah, absolutely. There was a couple of places in this world you didn't have to worry about it: churches and schools, and then they shoot up churches. Now pastors are in churches with guns. A pastor, preacher,
the world is with the shit when that happens.
Yeah, with guns, because they don't know who's going to come through there, and then they gone crazy and start shooting in the church or outside of the church. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
And so now they've been trying to get teachers, well, let's just say here in Tennessee, I can't talk about the states, to take firearm training, and certain teachers You wouldn't know who they were because you wouldn't want the kids stealing the guns. Would be
Right.
firearm ready just in case somebody come in there. You would have certain teachers who knew where it was, like fire extinguishers. Go get the gun and defend.
That's where we at. That's where we at. That just let you know that our society is deteriorating, man. It's not getting better. It's getting worse.
It's getting worse, and it's only going to keep getting worse and worse. And I'm thinking, even if I was one of those teachers in a shootout, bullets don't have no eyes, so I could accidentally kill a child trying to save a child. Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Could you imagine accidentally killing a child trying to save a child?
You can never come back from that.
Never come back from that. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, this society's just gone crazy, man. But what can you do? People are tired of struggling. People are tired of starving. People are having mental issues. They're having depression, anxiety.
That whole COVID thing, I think, that whole thing, man, flipped the world on its head. I think we were already headed there, but it sped up the process.
It absolutely did. It absolutely did. And all the doctors want to do is keep shooting you up with drugs and needles, and that's only gonna last for so long because then you become addicted to the stuff. Now you got drug addicts out here. You went from being a criminal to now having been a drug addict, which makes you an even bigger criminal. You know what I'm saying? Robbing old ladies, and I mean it's crazy, man. It is.
Man, I want to thank all of y'all for being here with us today. Man, on all of the social media platforms. We really appreciate y'all. We do this every Tuesday. And we always have good conversation.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you guys, man. Sky, do you got anything going on tonight, man?
Yeah, the D-Bling Radio Show, y'all. Tonight, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Tune in. I'll post the link on the social medias. I'm trying to get all the DVDs together because I got a lot of it. And so hopefully I'm get most of that done tonight. So stay tuned. We'll have new music from Launchpad, new music from J Rev, new music from Show Daddy. Hopefully I can get new music from Malfunction. Malfunction, if you listening, holler at me. And yeah, everybody, and then don't forget offtoprecords.net where we stream it. I'll post a link on the social media for that too. If you want to just listen to stream the music after it's getting played on the radio station. So yeah, we're gonna keep Tuesday popping later on tonight.
Hey man, y'all know what I always say, man. If you woke up today on this half of the dirt, you winning. If you go to sleep and you still on this half of the dirt, the victory is yours for the day. The only thing guaranteed in life is death. So worry about the things that you control, and the things that you can't, put it in God's hands and let him do the work. All right. I want to tell y'all, thank y'all, man. Look forward to seeing y'all and interacting with y'all next week. You can watch the recap of the show on Sky's, on my Facebook page. Thank you, man, for the gifts on Bigo. Also, man, if you want to go to our YouTube page and subscribe there, the YouTube page, www.youtube.com/@SO Driven Media. All right. So y'all can watch us on there, man. We appreciate y'all, man, coming through, man. Much love. God bless y'all. Sky, man, I hope you have a good rest of your week. And we looking forward to March Madness coming up. Not March Madness. I keep saying March Madness. The SEC tournament is this week. So, I look forward to y'all go ahead and being downtown. Y'all have fun, be safe. And we're going to get into March Madness, man. I don't know if I'm going to do one of these tournaments because now it's hard to predict. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. Maybe I wouldn't mind putting a little bit of money on and get me a little bit of that rent money.
Absolutely. I ain't even a gambling man, but March Madness is fun.
Man, it sure is, man. To me, it's outside of the Super Bowl, it's one of the best sports events of the year.
Yeah.
I think so.
Absolutely.
Even the females can get involved. Ladies, y'all don't have to know a damn thing about basketball and just pick teams. And you know what? You might win you some money.
Yeah.
Man, we don't all know what's going on with sports.
Absolutely.
I know not with college basketball. I ain't been following it.
I ain't been all college football. I'm advocate, maybe. No, novelist. Excuse me. When it comes to that, because I don't keep up with pros. I do, but college it's hard. Too many damn teams. Shit, wait,
Man, I'm the same way. So, amen. Thank y'all, man. God bless y'all. Sky, man. Till next week, man. When we do this again. Dang, before we know it, we gonna be on Earth celebrating 2 years of this podcast.
Man, what you said, absolutely. I enjoy every minute of it, every Tuesday right here.
Man, me too, brother.
Well, the majority of Tuesdays we can do. Sometimes life happens and we can't do Tuesday. But we're gonna try to do the majority. Contract at least do 25 above.
You got it, man. Hey, y'all. Peace. And we'll see y'all next week, all right?